Good evening and welcome to the Newshour agenda. Madhavdas G. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some breaking news coming in at the top of this bulletin. All member boards have agreed to India's point of the hybrid mode when it comes to the Champions Trophy. There are now two possibilities. Either Pakistan agrees to the hybrid or the Champions Trophy will be moved out of Pakistan. The brief meeting of the ICC board has been adjourned, and sources say that the PCB chairman will be present in person in tomorrow's meeting as well. Let's go across to Karishma, who's joining us for this. Karishma, it seems that ultimately all the other boards have had to have this kind of say because of Pakistan's refusal to accept the hybrid mode until now, a delay that could have perhaps even costed Pakistan this entire championship.
Well, it's absolutely, Madhav. This is a big win for India and BCCI that the member boards have agreed to India's point of view of security concerns as far as traveling to Pakistan is concerned. So all member boards, remember 8 countries play the Champions Trophy, and all of them together have agreed with India. So now Pakistan is left with no choice but to either agree to the hybrid model or Pakistan's hosting rights will be taken away and Champions Trophy will be held in a completely new country. So this is, of course, loss of face for Pakistan, but like we've been reporting through the week, given the situation in Pakistan, the law and order situation in Pakistan, it was very unlikely that any other option would have been agreed to apart from the hybrid model. And now the ICC member boards also supporting India, also supporting BCCI and saying that they are right in their security concerns as far as travel to Pakistan is concerned, and that is why they have also agreed for the hybrid model. And now the onus is on Pakistan as to what they decide. The PCB, of course, wanting one more day to mull it over with their government as well and then decide. But Madhav, what I can tell you is that if Pakistan chooses to not host the Champions Trophy or not agree for hybrid, then they're going to lose a lot of money in millions of dollars. And that is something that they cannot afford. So, of course, Pakistan is in a tricky situation at this moment. But like we've been saying since the beginning, it was always going to be hybrid, and now that option has been officially given to them by ICC and the member boards as well.
Absolutely. Thanks you so much, Karishma, for breaking that massive story here. Of course, it's a big win for India and for the BCCI, which have been resolute that they are not going to play the matches in Pakistan. And now it appears, given the kind of unrest that we've been seeing, the violent scenes coming in from Pakistan, the protests, the army being called out over there, in fact, shoot-at-sight orders being issued, all of that taking place in various parts of Pakistan, which clearly has left the other boards rattled, given Pakistan's own track record when it comes, in fact, to violence and terror being unleashed as far as cricketing tournaments and matches are concerned. Let's quickly take this across now to our guest joining us live. In fact, the situation at the moment, massive win for India, where all members have now agreed to the hybrid model. As far as the ICC is concerned, it's a massive development indeed. And now Pakistan literally being forced into the corner. Other boards have had to literally bend Pakistan's arm because nobody is going to take any chances as far as their own security of their team and players are concerned. Recent scenes of unrest in Pakistan have certainly raised questions about the ability of the safety and the security establishment in Pakistan to be able to ensure any of that for any visiting cricket team, and that appears to be the big development at the moment. Tomorrow, formally, it will be Pakistan which will have to either decide to allow for the hybrid model or for it to be hosted by another country. There's absolutely no question of the entire series being played in Pakistan as they wanted to. Let's quickly go across to Sushant Sareen, who's joining us. Sushant, we've been discussing this just last night, and it appears very clearly now India has been able to clearly convince the ICC, and the ICC other board members being able to convince Pakistan. Whether they'll be convinced or not remains to be seen, but they really don't have much option left.
Yeah, Madhav, I think the writing on the wall was very clear. The moment the government of India expressed apprehensions of for security reasons for the Indian team to participate in Pakistan, and BCCI wanted it to be held in a hybrid mode, Pakistan should have smelled the coffee, because both financially, economically, and otherwise, a tournament is not viable if India is not a part of it. You simply will not get any revenue if India is not a part of it. I'm sure the broadcasters' agreements have that included. Now, that is one part of it. The second part of it is the assurances which the PCB is giving to the other boards. Now, the PCB chief also happens to be the Minister of Interior in Pakistan. Now, we have seen the scenes in Islamabad over the last few days, and it's the same guy who was in charge and who was making these boastful claims and thumping his chest that he will not allow Imran Khan's stormtroopers to come into Islamabad. And yet, despite digging up roads, putting up containers, converting Islamabad into Containerabad, despite putting people in jail, stopping internet, communication blackout, everything he did, the guys still came in. So what is Pakistan's security worth? And at the end of the day, to disperse of the crowds, they had to call in the army, which fired live rounds in the crowds. Nobody knows how many people have been injured and how many people have died. Now, that is the state of affairs in Pakistan. How do we know a month from now, 2 months from now, there might not be a similar dharna inside Pakistan? We don't know this. It's in a very volatile situation. Terrorism is in any case running rampant. So both for economic reasons as well as for security reasons, it was untenable to hold the Champions Trophy, at least all of it, in Pakistan, especially because some countries did have apprehensions or security apprehensions visiting Pakistan.
Right.
So I think the writing on the wall was clear. Pakistan should have smelled the coffee at that point of time and negotiated a better deal for itself on the hybrid model.
Right.
If they don't agree to a hybrid model, then the tournament is going to be taken away from them.
Absolutely. And in fact, that's exactly what appears to be on the table. And Vedam Jaishankar, senior journalist, joining us on the broadcast as well. Before I come across to you, Vedam, we have some of our callers joining us. Hayagrevan is joining us from Chennai. We have Ganesh joining us from Mumbai. Hayagrevan, over to you first.
Thank you. Yeah, can I?
Yes, big win for the BCCI. Well, clearly, Pakistan Cricket Board has had absolutely no option at this point of time but to agree to the terms that India has set.
Yeah, thank you for having me in Times Now. It's a wonderful channel to have that. It's.
Sir, please turn off your television and continue speaking, Mr. Hayagrevan.
Yeah, thanks for having me here in Times Now live. The thing is, I want to tell Pakistan, the media, I support and I salute the media of Indian media. We should not have taken this subject at all because Pakistan is proclaimed a terrorist country. They say the players talk about politics. They say that don't mix politics and sports. But that's Afridi long time back he said Pakistan ko hum wo kar denge ye kar denge kya kiya kuch nahi kar sakta. We are not playing much, we are not playing.
Okay.
Don't heed to anything.
Okay.
But, and they are the proclaimed.
Okay, Mr. Hayagrevan, thank you so much for joining us. Ganesh is the next viewer joining us from Mumbai. Yes, Ganesh, your views on this development?
Hi, good evening. What ICC has taken the reason, it's a good decision because we have to consider the balanced approach because of financial constraints. India is the main contributor to the ICC bucket. That's why they have to take Indians' opinion as well as all the decisions. They have to take this decision. And Pakistan, as a part of this one, is very difficult to play there because security aspect of player is very important. That's why what the ICC has taken is a very good decision.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for joining us, Ganesh, as well as Mr. Hayagrevan. Let's go across to Vedam. Atul Vasan, also former cricketer, joining us on the broadcast. Vedam, writings was on the wall, says Sushant Sareen. Was it that simple in your view?
Yeah, absolutely. Because right through we've seen what does Pakistan have to offer? They have nothing to offer except for more and more terrorism. That's about it. So, and they should have realized by now. I have a feeling that they played brinkmanship because they didn't want to have the tournament there in Pakistan. They knew the situation was very bad, both economically, because the stadiums are not ready. They smashed the stadiums, tried to rebuild it. It just started rebuilding. They don't have money to complete the stadium also. So how do you wriggle out of it? Best is not to have the Champions Trophy there. But they couldn't say that up front. So they used the India excuse to try and wriggle out of it. And that will happen because if India is not playing, at least India is not playing in Pakistan, they don't need that kind of huge crowds. Hardly anybody comes to watch cricket in Pakistan. So I think it was more or less assured, it was more or less sure that Pakistan would not host this. And also, I feel BCCI has played this very smart. Now, somebody like Jay Shah, he's going to be the ICC chairman from day after tomorrow, December 1st. Now, they'd rather sort this out before he comes in, because they don't want him to come in and take a decision what Pakistan and its cahoots will say as a controversial decision and add more flack. It's better to sort this out much before, and I think that's exactly what they have done. It's if you say it's a victory for India, yes, it's also a victory for Jay Shah. So he has to just come in and sit there and run his show without having to bother to take a very tough decision right on his first day. So I think India has played it smart. BCCI has played it smart. Pakistan has been very stupid. Maybe they wanted to, bargain and get more money. Maybe that was their game plan. But they cannot do without the ICC money.
Absolutely.
Maybe India can do without ICC money. We are generating our own money. But there is no way Pakistan cricket can run without ICC money. So
that's a very important point. And let me take that across to Atul Vasan. Atul Vasan, here you have a country where the economy is in shambles. Its internal security is abysmal. There have been terror attacks in the past on cricketers, something that's perhaps never happened in any other country. And despite all of that, this kind of bravado, what really were they trying to prove is a big question.
You know what, I'll tell you what, let's not talk about these, macro things. The first thing is that luckily you don't have anybody from Pakistan on this show. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been able to, say anything and you would be drowned in this rhetoric. So I think whatever these gentlemen are saying is all like a surrogate thing. This is the real reason is that we are sulking. We don't want to go to Pakistan. We don't want to do anything with Pakistan. And I'm totally on the same page with this narrative, because no matter what you have done, and for long, cricket has been used as a vehicle to send the signal that things are okay. Whenever we take cricket away, everybody sees that things are not right. But now I've realized that I was earlier on kind of an evangelist that we should play, and sports creates this bonding and all that. And I've grown up and I've realized that this is not going to help, and we should take away everything from them. This hybrid model is not a victory of India or ICC. It is just that, who has got the money, the mullah, can actually take decisions, and Pakistan can be miffed. They can say all things, but they'll have to toe the line because they need us and we don't need them. So I think when I said in the last show that, earlier you said in the program, all countries have armies in the world. But Pakistan is something, they've got an army which has got a country.
Right.
This is the problem with them. And
but Atul, there are those who will also come in and say then, if this is a strong stance that we've taken, should we still play them at such international
Why not? Because championships? Sometimes we were sending mangoes, getting rice, kabaddi teams were going. So this was like a sham, So either you're pregnant or you're not. So right now we are miffed. We don't want to do anything. And I don't agree even with we playing on neutral grounds in a hybrid model.
Okay.
For long, ICC and BCCI are working on a model where all the formats when we play in neutral grounds, we managed to play them twice. This is kind of fixing. But the thing is, everybody is happy. The mullah is coming in. Pakistan is suffering. We don't need Pakistan. We are doing well. And I think we can do without Pakistan. We should take away everything that they derive benefit from, because we are on our way and they are struggling. And because they will not actually,
quick round of callers as well before I come back to you, gentlemen. In fact, we have Lalit from Bangalore. Yes, Lalit.
Yeah, thank you so much. I liked what Vasan said. And I'm fully with him when he says that as a young cricketer, he always thought about sportsmen. My advice to the Pakistani would be that all the cricketers who are going to play this Champions Trophy should be asked to vote if Imran Khan should be released from jail. Take it from me, they will not get a single negative vote. Everybody will say that he should be released. And once that comes to the fore, you can see what will happen to the plight of Pakistan.
Okay. All right. Varinder is our next viewer joining us from Gurgaon. Varinder.
Yeah, good evening. It's good to be with you. But let me say, this is a good news for India. But has this been taken approval of Mr. Rahul Gandhi? Because to be negative side, tomorrow onwards, negative things are going to come that this thing is not possible, that is not possible.
Well, I don't think this is one decision where he has any role to play, so I think we'll cut him slack on that front. But let's go across to Mayur, who's joining us from Hyderabad. Yes, Mayur.
Hi. So I have a different view here. I don't think that it's only the money or the quality, but I would say that the Indian cricket is so impactful. The players are so wonderful. People would like to see, and they don't want to miss out the matches. And that's the reason why I guess ICC has been with India, because they want to see quality matches.
All right. Thanks so much for your views there, Mayur. Let's go across to Dheeraj, who's joining us from Dubai as well. Yes, Dheeraj. All right. I think we've lost that line with Dheeraj. Nand Kumar is with us from Hyderabad. Yes, Nand Kumar.
Yeah, my question is, the Pakistani establishment takes care of all the terrorists, and the same establishment is supposed to provide security to the Indian team. How is it possible?
You want to respond to that?
Who, me?
Yes, yes.
No, this is like stating the obvious, the water is wet, coal is black. And we all know that, because, everywhere in the world, the boards are quasi-controlled by the people in power. But in Pakistan, we all know that, PCB is controlled by the government is controlled by the army. So this is a hierarchy which cannot be denied. And, you can tell them. And they will always come up with Balochistan and all these things and all that, But this albatross of Kashmir, they've got around the neck.
Okay. Sorry, I'm interrupting you there, Atul, but Rizwan Haider, Pakistan sports journalist, is joining us. Rizwan Haider, huge setback for the PCB with the other boards now weighing in. And they've said that it's got to be the hybrid model, or the entire Champions Trophy goes out of Pakistan and will be played in another country. There's very little that Pakistan has left in terms of wiggling room here.
Well, this is what the Indian media, they are reporting. But there's nothing official by ICC yet. And tomorrow, let's see. Obviously, PCB at the moment, they are maintaining their stance that they won't agree on hybrid model, which I believe, it is their right to say, because Pakistan, they always go to India, and now it's Pakistan's turn, and India, they are refusing to
come. But why remain in denial, sir, when there's so many internal security problems? We've seen shoot-at-site orders.
Clearly, I got it.
Yeah, so the question is, why this kind of bravado till the last minute? Is it because the same person who's in charge of the Interior Ministry is in charge of the cricket board there?
If there is security concern, so the right way is to highlight it. But BCCI, they have not talked anything about the security yet. They have not sent email, written. There is nothing in written form.
Sir, there are multiple terror attacks that have happened over 2 decades. How can we forget them?
Okay. The attacks happened. If you are worried, if you have concern regarding security, the proper and decent and appropriate way is to talk about it, to write to ICC. Because of this issue, we are not
Vedam, quick response. Vedam, almost out of time. I want Vedam to respond to you.
Even the China, they'll bring their own security men to look after security. Even Chinese, who are very good friends of Pakistanis, they don't have confidence in Pakistani security. What is to happen if some Indian players get kidnapped? They can easily get kidnapped and be used as a bargaining chip for whatever reason. And the all hell will break loose in India. Not just with the government, but all over India, all hell will break loose if one of the top Indian players is kidnapped. And we know Pakistan is capable of doing this. Pakistan is capable of facilitating this. And they say that they look after security because they're not able to look after anybody's security, including their own. And the Chinese engineers is a classic example where
Absolutely. In fact, Vedam, I'm sorry I'm interrupting you because we're out of time. We have to wrap up this particular debate. I'd like to thank Rizwan Haider as well as Sushant Sareen, Vedam Jaishankar and Atul Vasan for joining us on this debate. All eyes tomorrow on that final big decision coming out of the ICC.